Good morning, Mark. Here's your machine, the Barista Express BES870. As you saw in the photos, it's in pretty good condition. This was personally my nephew's machine. Just recently he upgraded to the next model up. So I know it's coming from a good place. I actually helped him find it about a year ago. It was a barely used unit. And he's been doing all the cleaning cycles and everything. And after this video, I'll be pulling the machine apart, doing all the servicing and remaining cleaning cycles that need to be done. Or actually, I'll just do them all for precaution. Machine is in great condition, in and out. No problems there. Cosmetically, I know this one is much better than the last one I sent you photos of. So it doesn't have any like massive dents on the front or massive scratches. It obviously has a few scratches from being used. It is a used machine. Light scratch, a tiny dent here, and a sort of shallow dent on the right hand side, but I think odds are that you didn't even see it. It could be mistaken for a design choice, honestly. The machine doesn't have any issues, and in this video I'll be testing all the features. So we'll start off with grinding, then we'll brew, then we'll steam some milk. I'll be doing a magic coffee latte thingy. When you first turn on the machine, it will take about a minute to turn on, and reach temperature, you'll see the buttons light up when it's ready. This has been on for 5 minutes, so it's ready to go. I recommend you warm up the machine before you make the coffee. A warm-up procedure is basically just a blank shot. So I would get my cup, make sure my handle is nice and empty, nice and clean. Press the double button. You can just keep the port filter on. That's going to warm up the cup pretty quickly. It's going to warm up my portafilter and drip head. You can do that once or twice, up to you. Once is, at least, is highly recommended. More is better. To warm up the cup a bit more. Okay, so your machine comes with most of the accessories, I would say. Among them is the, the 4 types of baskets that Breville includes. So you've got a pair of single cups and a pair of double cups. This is the single wall double shot. So this will take 18 grams of ground coffee. This is the best one to use. The dual wall baskets, they're called dual wall or the double layer baskets, will work better with pre-ground coffee or cheaper coffee, but they won't taste as good. That's the drawback. Let me fill up with some beans. Okay, my bag is ripped. I'll do the cleaning later, that's fine. Right, so there's a few things to play with here. There's the grind size, there's the grind amount, and there's the button length. The grind size here on the very left will dictate how fine or how coarse the coffee is, and naturally that will dictate how fast the coffee will flow and how much pressure you get. I'll put that on 4 for the time being. I can't remember what grind size it was. I was vacuuming the grinder last night and I think I changed the grind size. So we'll start off at 4. It feels like it's about the right grind size just by having a feel. But of course the only way to know for sure is to make a coffee. So we'll make a coffee. Grab the portafilter, make sure it's dry again. I'm going to put it on the 12 o'clock position. And I like to use the single and do it twice rather than doing the double just in one go. This just prevents any spillage I think it's a bit more consistent. That's 8 grams. I'll dial it up to 2 o'clock. So after your first dose, lightly, very lightly press it with the tamper like this. And if you want to manually grind, just hold the button. This is 9 grams. So after your first dose, lightly press to make way for the next batch, and then okay, so I'll put it on 1 o'clock. This gave me 9.5 now. So I think 8 o'clock position should be, 2 o'clock position. No, 2 o'clock position gave me 9.5. 12 o'clock gave me 8. So this should give me about 8.7, which is good. If you do that twice, that's about 17.5 grams, which is good. If you go a bit under, that's better than going a bit over. And then before you press or like tamp the coffee a second time, just spread the coffee with your palm. There's tools that do this, where if you don't have that, that's fine. You can just do it with your palm. Take out the tamper and press it nice and firmly. I'm just going to trim a little bit. Then apply nice even pressure onto it. Put it on the counter. You can do it in the middle of the air, up to you. You'll notice that the tamper goes about this deep. This is a trick that Breville includes in the tampers. This silver part here is the depth that you want to be at when you have the correct amount of coffee. So this is 18 grams. We know for a fact it's the correct amount. And we see that it only sinks this deep. You can use this trick if you don't have a scale, or if you're in a hurry and can't be bothered measuring all those variables with a scale, etc. Make sure it's nice and flat. You don't want it to be wonky. Also clean the edges. And lock it in. It should be fine in the middle. You don't have to force it all the way to the right. You only move it to the right if the middle position slips, which I don't think it is. That's good. I'm going to get rid of my hot water here. If you like to add sugar or syrups, do it at this time before pouring the espresso. Great. I'm going to reset my scale again. We're going to measure the output. So what are the variables that we're playing with? Grind amount, grind size, grind amount, button, shot, length, pressure, and time. What are the things that we can keep consistent so we give ourselves an easier time? We keep consistent the output. We try to keep that at 36 grams. Input, 18 grams. So that's a half. So it's a 2 to 1 ratio. For every gram you grind, you want 2 grams out into the cup. We'll keep those things consistent. The only things that now remain, you can ignore the pressure for now. You have the grind size and the amount of time it takes for the 36 grams to come out. So we can change it to a very fine setting, and that might slow down the shot. You might get the 36 gram shot in a minute. That's way too long. On the other hand, the extreme case scenario would be if you go to a very large grind size. So if we try 18 now, or grind size 16, which is the maximum, we might get very low pressure, or we will get very low pressure, and the shot will be very fast. So the 36 grams of coffee that we're aiming for, we'll get that in 10 seconds. Not ideal. We want it to be about 25 seconds. That's what I usually aim for, 25 seconds for the 36 grams to come out. And we change that by the grind size. Yeah, so going fine will slow it down. Going coarse will speed it up. You can look at the numbers on the grind size as like a speed. So grind size 4 will flow slower than a grind size 8. Hope that helps. In terms of the button length, it is programmable, and I'll set it up now to give you about 40 grams, 35 to 40. It's not a science, it doesn't have to be exact on the dot, but I'll try my best. And the settings I do today will be approximately good enough, maybe for you, but again, you still have to tweak a little bit. If you get really good beans, you might go up in grind size. If you get crappy beans or cheaper beans that have been sitting on the supermarket shelves for a while, you might have to go a bit finer, or even try the other type of basket, the double wall basket. Okay, enough talking, let's make a coffee. To program a button, you press the program, then the button you want to program. I've also got a timer. I'm going to be timing it in. Hopefully, I'll stop it when my eye sees about 35 to 40 grams of coffee. But it's looking really promising. So the flow started at the 10-second mark. It's at 1 o'clock pressure. Very nice. This is a very good start. I think I'm going to stop it at 25. I think that's about... Yeah, that's really good. A nice consistent flow out of the spouts. It's not coming out in drops very slowly. Nor is it coming out as like a fast gush of coffee. This was controlled smooth flow. We have good crema as well. That's 32 grams. Great. I'm happy with that. I could have let it run for 30 seconds and we would have gotten about 40 grams, which is still good enough. But because it's a smaller drink, I'm going to keep it here at 32 grams. We don't have a lot of space in the cup, as you can see. This is like a Ristretto Magic drink, very, very concentrated. Tastes amazing. I'm going to quickly steam some milk. I'm just running out of time now. I have to briskly do this. I'm going to grab my milk jug. Fill it up with cold full cream milk. So whatever milk jug you use, usually the sort of rough rule of thumb is to fill it halfway. So fill it up to here, about halfway, with cold full cream milk. After your shot, you want to obviously clean it as soon as you can. You don't want it to stay there and forget about it. Knock it into a knockbox, very easy to do that. Then press like the single just to flash. Again, that hot water will be very good for cleaning the coffee grounds in the basket, in the shower screen, etc. Good. And then if you want to be extra nice, grab a tissue or a brush and wipe off the group head seal, the shower screen, all the nooks and crannies. It's guaranteed that there's always a little bit of coffee left in there, even after flushing. Great. Steaming. Turn on the steamer. It will actually, before steaming, we'll quickly try the hot water tank. So you can use this for, turning your espresso into a long black coffee. Sorry about that. It's spilled a bit of water from the steam on. You can use this to warm up your cups or, I don't know, brew tea bags. Steaming, you would turn it on, wait 15 seconds. That's how long it takes for the boiler to reach temperature. You have to learn the technique. If this was your first manual coffee machine, I can't really teach it really good here on video. But yeah, once you hear the pump pulsating, that's close to full pressure. Turn it off. You have about 5 seconds to position your jug and then turn it back on. You want to spin the milk. Spinning. And the depth, it matters. So how deep you put the wand in. If I keep it very shallow, for the first 10 seconds, That's gonna give me a smooth latte texture, which is what I want. The longer you stay close to the surface, and you hit the longer you hear that like hissing sound, the more bubbles and air you're injecting into the milk. So if you want a cappuccino, maybe do that aeration step for 20 seconds instead of 10 seconds. And when it's too hot to the touch, turn it off, give it a purge, turn it off. Again, it'll give you about 5 seconds before it cancels the steaming mode and goes to espresso mode. It's very good, very, very smooth milk. Again, you purge right after steaming. And that's to prevent any blockages in the steam tip. And then grab a wet towel and wipe it off as soon as you can. It gets really hot, obviously it's a metal milk wand, so it will get super hot super quickly, and the milk will practically bake onto the metal if you don't clean it up. I've seen some horrible milk wands, you don't want to get there. I'll clean up some more after this video. Yeah, that's it. I think that's you can turn off the machine. Very, very nice looking. I think I ran out of space. I still have some steamed milk. But yeah, that's the latte. I'm sure if you have some sort of barista training or even just normal non-baristas can do this. You can just practice latte art and you can do it easily, especially with the right milk, the right technique. Yeah, this looks good. I'm looking forward to having it. Hope you enjoy the machine, Mark. Thanks for watching. I'll clean up the mess later. But yeah, if you have any issues or concerns, please let me know, and I'll see you. I guess I might not see you if I'm shipping the machine. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy. Cheers.